Hi guys, this is Debbie with Debbie J's Crafting Corner. Today I'm going to be making this big hugs card using the stitched alphabet dies from Spellbinders. I started off by die cutting out all of the inside pieces, all of the letters. These are all lowercase letters and they have the stitch detailing, the little holes and everything for you to be able to add these. To me it kind of looks like a flower or starburst or something like that. So I went ahead and cut out all of the letters that I had just recently gotten in. Then I went and I asked my husband to pick a color and he picked out the green, so that is what I'm using for all of my stitching today. Now I am going to kind of fast forward through some of the stitching. Most of the time for stitching on these I sat in front of the TV and just stitched away. I am also tying a knot in the back of each of these when I get them started, so I don't have excess tape that may come loose. I get better as I go along. When I first started off on my first couple of letters, I really sucked at getting that that tied because the thread is so fine. I have a hard time holding on to it. Just like with everything else though, it does just take a little bit of practice, and by the time I got done with my sixth letter, I was doing a lot faster of a job getting those knots tied. At the end of each piece of thread and the end of each letter or section of the letter, I am tying that off as well. I'm kind of using the same technique you would use for regular stitching on fabric. I'm not doing anything new on this. This is really simple stitching, although I am still fighting with the floss a bit because it's been so long since the last time I did any stitching of any type. Now that I've got all of the stitching done, I need to start assembling my cards. I went ahead and cut out the outline for each of my letters in some yellow, and I figure I'm going to use some of these butterflies from the card kit for this month and put together this card. And of course I'm going to be using some foam. And this is just some Doris Fun Foam. It's got some adhesive on one side. I'm just cutting that down into some pieces that'll fit behind, excuse me, that'll fit behind my letters here. And then I can mount that onto the yellow. And since it's only got adhesive on one side, I'm just going to use some art glitter glue on the other. And then mount that down. And I do think that having that adhesive backing on this is probably the best bet when going behind all of that stitching. So next I'm going to add that to my card front. First I'm putting the word big a little bit higher, as high up as I can go with the larger or taller letter G, but I am starting with the I and putting that one in the middle, and I'm using my grid lines and a ruler to try to keep everything pretty much straight and level. I am not really good at eyeballing it, but you can always use your tools to help you out. And then I'm going to add my B and my G onto the sides of it. And I do like the way that that little bit of foam adds that little bit of dimension behind the stitched portion and the background, or the shadow layer. And I think I'm actually going to bring these a little close in and reduce the spacing between those. For the word hugs, that's going to have to be pretty close in because there's 4 letters and not really enough space, and that, again, that G is pretty tall. There we go. So my BIG, my big, is pretty much lined up. And I think I probably could have moved it up a little bit higher. And I think I'm going to actually move my G over just a smidge. It's okay if things do overlap a little bit. I'm going to have my hugs kind of overlapping at the bottom because I'm going to put some more foam on the back of those. Okay, so I've got them positioned, and the only way to get them to fit on the front of this card is to overlap in some places. So I'm kind of guesstimating where I want these to go, because I do want as much as I can of the stitching to show up. So I think that's what I want to do. So I'm going to take the ones off of the front first, leave that G there, and go ahead and put some additional foam on the back of my H so that I can put it in place, overlapping part of the B. And this is just, again, strips of fun foam. So I do need it most of the way on the line of the H. Actually, pretty much all of that part. So I'll start at the top, come across the bottom of the shadow, and I am testing it out each time to see if it fits about where I want it to. So that looks good. I'll go ahead and add some liquid adhesive to the back and get this one placed down. Okay, now I'm going to do the same kind of thing with the G, and I need the foam to be on the bottom portions of this letter. Okay, now back to the U, which just needs some foam in the center. And this time I think I'm going to just put it straight down onto the card. And it does need another layer. Because this one is going to be popping up above my already raised H and G. And then the same kind of thing's going to happen with my S. And with each step, I double check to make sure it is where I want it to be. When you're working with foam and you're doing layers like this, it is a little bit tricky. Okay, so that looks pretty good. And next I'm going to start adding in my little butterflies. So these again are all from the card kit of the month for May from Spellbinders. And I think this is probably a good way to use up some of that ephemera that you're not really sure how to use or what to do with. Okay, so over here I want a butterfly on this side, but I don't want it to completely cover up, up my bee. I'm going to put a little bit of foam on the back of it. do good, and then add a little bit of adhesive, a little bit of our glitter glue behind everything. And then I can just put that little butterfly up there. Oh, that is cute. I like it. And this little one can go over on this side, doing the same kind of thing with a little bit of foam. And I think having just 3 butterflies is probably going to be enough. And now looking, okay, here's another thing. When you're using a camera while you're crafting, sometimes just looking up at the screen tells you exactly where it needs to go. So this little guy actually needs to be down here. It's going to create that visual triangle that is super cool, but I think I like it down here at the bottom of that H and U. So I'm going to add another little piece of foam to the back of this little butterfly. Let me just double check the placement. Okay, so if I put him down here at the bottom, he's going to need a second piece of foam. So let me go ahead and do that. So he'll be popped up high enough. And now I can add my glue and pop him in place. Oh, that is just too cute. So that is going to finish up this card. Thank you so much for dropping in and hanging out with me again today. Be sure to check out this playlist over here showing some more videos where I am making some more projects using some Spellbinders products. And you have a wonderful day. Remember, if I can make it, you can too. Have a great one.